data, and it's good to erase your blackboard and go into there and start asking questions about that data set. But true knowledge comes from a data overlay, or what we call a data overlay, taking another set of data and overlaying it on this. Let me give you an example. Many of you run ERP systems, right? So you're running Oracle or SAP, you're running accounting systems, you're running Salesforce, you're running diverse systems. And guess what? They don't talk to each other all the time in the same language. So you have to have sometimes middleware to get severe programming, as they used to call it. Well, you really don't need severe programming. You need Excel, because every program I just mentioned can export to Excel. And therein lies the clue to an overlay. So for example, one of the first questions we had for this experiment, this investigation, was, did any sales result from the learnings? In other words, we want to teach people about our products. We want them to take this learning. Did you sell more stuff? And guess what we found out? In many cases, there was a disconnect. You couldn't match up the learner to the exact thing that was in the accounting software. That's perfectly natural. But to roll up your sleeves, then you're going to have to make it fit. Mm-hmm. In some cases, they were able to do it and they actually saw a spike. But in other cases, they actually saw no spike. Not only that, a loss of sales. Now, was that one true and that one false? You'd have to pick up the phone or investigate it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really all a question of time and how much you want to invest in this type of data analysis. But the good news is you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to do it. It's right there in these exports of the raw data. So in correlating that, so for example, another example, you can correlate territories. Every one of you has territories. So you can divide this data into those territories and look at the people who are learning and look at the territory structure and see if the sales is spiking. Not only that, for the particular product that's being taught. Now, some clients will teach every product, that they have in the catalog. Other clients will use different strategies and teach only certain products, or you have a new product launch. That's why it's important to coordinate your BlueVolt strategy with your sales strategy, because you want to see if teaching does in fact help. And I can tell you, being a former teacher, it does. It just takes time. You're not going to see an immediate spike, but you will see a spike over time if you can get these people talking to each other, these systems. How many of the courses ask, at the end of the course, do you have any questions? Please let so-and-so know. Because I assure you, any training module that resides on BlueVolt, it doesn't reside in a vacuum. Anything that's been created will always spark additional questions. It's very important to keep that dialogue going between the learner and the teacher. It's really a sender-receiver kind of thing that's been here forever, right? You want a sender, you want a receiver, but you want a dialogue. You want people to converse. So that training module that you create has to have a feedback mechanism to continue the training. In fact, one of the courses we found in this experiment was basically a course that was for a product. The client sold many, many products, but this was a product that even surprised the client, the mutual client. When we told them this is the course that's being most taken, they go, I don't understand that. Why, how is that possible? Well, the reason it was possible is because often, as Tom suggested, what the distributor world is doing is often not what the manufacturer thinks it's doing. And they were selling the hell out of this product without them, again, of course they knew it, they saw it in their sales bump, right? But they were learning about it, and that's the disconnect that you want to start connecting. And the way you do that is to go behind the scenes into the data.
You got it.
So what I'm suggesting is that in those courses, you build in that feedback mechanism for the person, the learner, to always keep reaching out and say, teach me more, tell me more. And I come from direct mail, so we're always wanting feedback. Give me some feedback. So the roadblocks you face to do this are really the systems. If you ever try to talk in a different language that you don't know, it's very difficult. So you really, and fortunately Excel gives us that ability to pull out data and talk to it. We just received a database just recently. It was a warranty database. coming from a major platform. I'm not going to mention any names. And when we saw it, the first thing one of my analysts says, "Do you want me to clean this up for you?" It was just a mess.
Oh man.
There's fields in there that are not important to what we were trying to get at.